G'day folks, Andy here from McDowell Manor. One of the lovely things about gardening is how in touch with the seasons you become. And I think I've talked about it before. Rossie's got a bunch of passion fruits in the little dog's yard. You can see here. So we actually get quite the crop of passion fruits. Yeah, I'll just turn off and duck up the other end to show you the yellow ones as well. Yeah, there you go, there's some of the yellow ones. Bloody hell, growing right up the side, right out of the garden. Look at this. And across here, oh, just covering everything. Some inside that have been harvested. So I thought I'd do a little video series for you about what on earth I do come passion fruit season. So the first idea, and I've got it sitting right here, is I'm making a passion fruit liqueur. So essentially all you do is you take an alcohol base. A lot of people would use a bottle of vodka, I guess. I put about 400 grams of caster sugar in there, and the pulp of probably about 8 passion fruits. No, look, there's nothing special about it. You don't need a jug that's like that. Any old pouring jug will do. You just mix it all together. We're going to strain that later with coffee filter paper, so, you know. In fact, I really want to get out of that jug. This amount of passion fruit and sugar really should have a bit more base added in with it. So I might try and do that at some stage of the game. But yeah, there's idea one. How to use passion fruit. Alright, so I found a container quicker than I thought I would. Geez, Rosie had that used for something completely useless, like storing spaghetti in. So I hope she doesn't catch on too quick I stole her spaghetti container. But anyway, what we've got here is some alcohol base. Geez, that almost looks homemade, doesn't it? Yeah, apparently I pour my vodka into these big bottles for storage purposes. Yeah, that'll be it. Alright, so we're just going to fill that container up with the alcohol base until she's full. I had ample sugar and passion fruit pulp in there, you can see, to make the whole container, because that's what I'm used to working in. So I'll do that, I won't bore you with it. And we'll continue in a little while with passion fruit ideas at McDowell Manor. So the second thing we did with our passion fruit pulp was to make passion fruit butter, or passion fruit curd, whichever you prefer. Dead simple, so I'm not just the offending beast. So I'm not going to show you how I did it, I'll just tell you. You take 4 eggs, the pulp of 10 passion fruit, and you just put them in a little blender and whiz them up. Then you drop that into a saucepan along with 300 grams of sugar and a stick of butter. Heat and stir constantly until it thickens. Dead easy. G'day folks, Andy here from McDowell Manor. I wanted to show you this because I don't want you to think that, you know, I'm full of a world of successes. This is my first attempt at making shortbread. As you can see, the texture is completely wrong. It just breaks up. It's just way too fragile and soft. Look at that. So there you go. Anyway, the taste is fantastic, I've got to say. Really nice. But I'm going to have a crack at this again. I've seen on the internet now what it's meant to taste like, so what the dough is meant to look like, sorry, as you make it before you put it in the oven. So I realised mine was far too wet, so we'll have another crack at this. This is actually a passion fruit shortbread made with some of Rossie's passion fruits. Okay, so this was attempt number 2 at said passion fruit shortbread. That noise is the dishwasher. Sorry about that, folks. This is better, clearly better. It holds together, but it's still way too light, really. It's just not like shortbread. But you can see, like, it doesn't completely crumble up. It's neither cake nor shortbread, according to my Rosie. So I've decided I'm going to change recipes. This one uses corn flour and self-raising flour. Now, I've not seen that on any other shortbread before, quite frankly, so I'm going to have a hack at another one. Yeah, see, I told you. It's not like I succeed every time, folks. Bloody bacon. So, sorry about that, folks. I forgot to put the video on while I was doing this. What I'm attempting is attempt number 3, believe it or not, at Passionfruit shortbread. So what we've got is, and this is a recipe on my 3rd failure. I got a recipe from Rosie's friend Jen that her mum used to use. So it's 100 grams of caster sugar and 250 grams of butter. Now I measured that up. It's half a cup of caster sugar and a stick of butter. Now I took 50 grams off the stick of butter, and the reason I did that was I also added the pulp of 2 passion fruit, but mine are pretty big passion fruits. And then you cream that. I had a little bit of trouble creaming that. I tried with the blender, but all that did was shoot crap all over the kitchen. In fact, there's still little bits of stuff there. Crikey, it flew everywhere. So that didn't work too good, so I resorted to the old wooden spoon. Then once that's creamed, you fold in 400 grams or 2.5 cups of plain flour. Now I think that's where my other 2 recipes had gone wrong. They use self-raising. So I'm about to roll this out, and then I'll cook it in a slow oven. She says only 120, which is pretty slow. I've heard people talk about 160, but I'll go to 120. It's Jen's famous shortbread, so I want to stick as close as I can to the recipe, bearing in mind I've already changed it to add the passion fruit. So, well, I'm about to roll it out, so once I've done that and I start cutting, I'll try and do some more filming for you. I guess I got a little disheartened. This is attempt 3, folks, attempt 3! So there's our first row of passion fruit shortbread, I hope. Rolled out and put on the tray. I've used pretty little star shapes, I think they are. Either that or flowers, one or the bloody other. I'm going to recombine this dough here, re-roll it out and do it again. Alright, I'll be back. So they're in. Cooking at about 120. I'll give them 20 minutes. Oh, look at that, you can see me stunning shorts. I'll give them about 20 minutes. Shouldn't do that, I know, it's naughty. I'll give them about 20 minutes and then pull them out. In the meantime, I'll come back over here and start cleaning up the mess, I guess. Beauty. See you soon. So thanks to the magic of movies, 20 minutes later and the dishes are done. Look at that, we've cleaned up the benches. Oh, great job, Andy. You know, I can't help but wonder, Hugh, don't you have to do the dishes at River Cottage, mate? Or do you have some sort of staff over at that cottage that come along like magic fairies and just get rid of it all for you? Been kind of wondering that, mate. You never mentioned that on the show. So they're supposed to be golden brown, well they're golden, but they're not really browning, so I'm going to close that up. I've put her up to 140, and I'll give that a little while longer, keeping a close eye on it. So there they are. They're pretty close actually, to be honest. I'm reasonably happy. Not quite, I think, properly cooked on the inside, although pretty close. They do have a lovely shortbready cover outside, it's all perfect. So I think the message for me is roll them a bit thinner, you pillock. If they had been about half that thickness, they would have worked absolutely perfectly. So at least now I've nailed the recipe. And if I decide to ever do them again, because quite frankly 3 times trying to get the one bloody biscuit right was a bit much. Having said that, put a bit of passion fruit butter on top of these and they are to die for. Alright folks, I don't know if you'll ever see another bloody passion fruit shortbread ever again at my house, but maybe you will, since they taste so good. Even Rosie loved it, so That usually inspires me. Alright, that's another one. See ya.